We go. Here's the leader now, Brian Sexton, coming down into the S's in the Jomo prepared car. Jomo big into preparing cars for the time attack, but this is their first foray into racing, and they're obviously doing a great job. They'll get a lot more business after this one. Thornton beginning to fall back now in the second Evo, but just look at the rain coming down, really tricky conditions. But Sexton, an instructor in Mondello Park School when he's not working in air motive, so he's obviously very experienced. He should know every inch of this tarmac, and he certainly isn't putting a wheel wrong at the moment. Here he comes out onto the straight to start another lap. Led a race in Kirkestown, of course, already, but he'll be looking for a win at the Mondello venue, especially seeing as he works here in the race school. As we said, here he is, nice wide line. Some of the more experienced drivers move around, don't use the conventional lines when the rain is falling, trying to look for a little bit of grip. There's Tomas O'Rourke, he's clearing, he's up to second place now because we've lost Thornton. There's Barry Rabbit, Johnny Whelan still holding back Pierce McGorish now in the Mazda MX-6, and this is three different cars really battling away. It's what the Irish Touring Car Championship is all about, and you can see a lot of people in the stand before. Most of them have been brought down by this class, so a lot of people coming in the gate at Mondello on board again with Pierce McGorish. You know that distinctive sound of the car. There's Whelan's car still twitching, the back trying to break away. They're keeping in touch with Barry Rabbit, who's just trying to get the head down and get away, but his car not handling too well. A lot of straight line speed there we see from Whelan's 306, and there he goes again, stone mad, completely sideways. Doesn't catch it this time, goes up onto the grass and back the other way. That's classic Johnny Whelan stuff. And Pierce just backing out of that one until Whelan was finished, and then just heading away back up the hill. Next on his shopping list now is Barry Rabbit, and if the rain keeps falling he should get up to Rabbit. Plenty of grip in these slicks he's running. Whelan's still on track. There's Kieran Timmins, good run from him. Little bit of a lonely race, but that car looking like a little bit of a handful as well, so he'll be happy with that. And here come the novices. It's Brady just leading Stephen Marr and Tom Fahey from Galway right with them now. And that's great to see for the rookie cup, although Timmins leading that at the moment. He'll be happy enough if he can bring it to the flag right there. He's got a big lead in that rookie cup. Stephen Marr now ahead of Brady, and the Brady Honda looking a little bit taily, probably set up for Barry Rabbit, who has a lot of front wheel drive experience, former champion of the Fiat classes of course. Tom Fahey doing well, another novice there, done a lot of track days, a lot of preparation work, but he's going very well and coming from way back on the grid to join these two. But Stephen Marr doing well, you can see him looking in the mirror there, he knows he's got two cars right behind him, and Brady doing nicely. And here's Phil Brennan, he's been going really well. That's an ex-Mondello school car, they're over 25 on the inside. David Clark now giving him the big squeeze, that's why he's called Blocker Clark, as he tries to stop the Rover going by. Nothing he can do there. And Murta trying to squeeze the Astra down the inside of him as well. So great battle. Watch out for Ian Beattie at the back of this one in the little black Nova, the eBay car. Bought it on eBay. He's done a lot of work to change the suspension, but he has got full wets. And there he goes down the outside, just past the Astra there, and already having a go at that Integra. That's Gareth Hayden in his first season of racing. There's 39, the Astra, which actually belongs to Dave Kenny. And there was a bit of car swapping after qualifying this morning, but Beattie all over the place, nowhere near an apex there. We're on board now with Ian Beattie, and he heads down to turn 3. And just look how heavy the rain is coming down now. Really treacherous conditions for a lot of novices here in front wheel drive cars with Beattie. Looks like a video game, he's just picking them off there. Now he's behind Blocker Clark, so we've got Blocker Clark and Basher Beattie really going to have a go. That can only end one way as they head up towards the main arena again and back towards the S's. Here they come now. It's Clark in front of the 16 valve Golf, and then the red top 2 litre Astra that Ian Beattie's in. Beattie there down to second gear trying to get the car turned in, but Clark living up to his name there as he blocks the inside line in the 16 valve Golf, heading for the second bit of the S's now. Usually flat, but look at the brake lights coming on. That's how treacherous the weather is. Beattie trying to have a go around the outside of the S's. Not a conventional overtaking place, but again it's very wet. There's Phil Brennan, he's ahead of these two. That's where you want to stay, but Beattie really on the attack, gets the nose down the inside this time, but I wonder will he have the straight line power of the 16 valve Golf. Doesn't look like it. That Golf's had a lot of work done on it since the last round, and he just manages to pull across the bows of Ian Beattie there and hang on to that place. That's the silver 106. There's Chris O'Connor, another time attack man moving into circuit racing. Great to see some of these guys coming racing, and great entertainment as ever, but these really are tricky conditions. But Beattie will be loving this. We're on board with him again now in the 2 litre Astra. Certainly he's got plenty of grip. He mightn't have the straight line power of that Golf, but having a go now through turn 2, and there's really only one line through there, so looks like Clark not being too generous with the tarmac. Really doing well for a newcomer to defend like this. Maybe he's been watching Gordon Keller or somebody on telly. Oh, Beattie with a move around the outside of turn 3. That's brave stuff. He's got alongside. Wonder can he make that stick? Not quite, but no shortage of bravery there. There's our leader coming up to put a lap on these guys already. So that's how much quicker the Evo is, and you can see O'Connor there getting well out of the leader's way as they come down towards Mazda Corner, which is the first bit of the S's at Mondello. So Beattie fighting the steering wheel. He's got so much more grip mid-corner, you can see it there. But it must be frustrating for him now as Clark puts the Golf in his way every time he gets to a corner like he did just there. And Beattie, no option but to try and go around the outside, but that will rarely work. Again, Clark goes to the inside to defend. Beattie up the outside. The classic Mondello manoeuvre here is to try and get back across the car, but it looks like a big lift from the Golf, and Beattie's no choice but to go around the outside. And I wonder, has he got it? He hasn't got it, and again he's going to lose out in the drag race in the main straight. Nothing he can do. Here's Pierce McCurrish now. Whelan still hanging on in that evil handling car after the spin out of turn 3, and Beattie having another go here. Both of them moving over to the right and letting the leader go, and that's important stuff from both of them. Beattie trying to run around the outside this time. Wonder, can he make that one stick? No, runs out of tarmac. Blocker Clark just throwing him out there onto the outside. He's going to have another run around the outside of turn 2. Great battle this one, and I think he might have made it this time, but again, bit of a straight coming up here, and that's where the golf's at its best. Keep an eye on the left. Beattie just pulling 4th gear, back to 3rd for the first apex. Might have made that stick. There's Tony Cinelli just about to be lapped by Barry Rabbit, those 2 tuning factory cars. But as we said now, Pierce McCurrish closing in on Barry Rabbit in the tuning factory car. Plenty of grip there. Cinelli doing well to stay out of both of their ways. Oh, wheeling so sideways there in the 306 down at Honda corner. And here we go now on board with Pierce McCurrish as he challenges Barry Rabbit. But Barry, one of the most experienced saloon car racers in Irish racing, and he's not going to hand this one over too easily, so just watch out as he stays to the inside, doesn't go out to get the conventional line, stays on the brakes there, just keeps the Mazda right behind him. So just whereas the Mazda's quick, there's no tarmac, nowhere for him to go. In a straight line, no problem. Just look at that tuning factory car pulling away there as they head down towards the S's. But again, mid-corner, a bit like the Beattie battle there, and mid-corner just hasn't got the grip. You can see him there just feeding on the lock, and the car doesn't know whether it wants to understeer or oversteer there. Here's our leader again. This is a great performance from him. We haven't seen much of him, but Jomo Engineering will be very happy with this one. He's way out in front. He was the only driver under the minute in dry qualifying this morning, and really is putting it up to everyone else. And this won't do his championship aspirations any harm at all, because Martin Tracy still out there but circulating very slowly as Murta goes sideways there in the Astra, just in front of our second place man Tomas O'Rourke. So 2 very different Astras there and a lot of pace difference. Here comes the battle for second place again. They're just putting a lap on Dave Kenny. Johnny Whelan there, 1 headlight on. We're back on board with Pierce McCurrish now, down into Honda corner, and Barry Rabbit just staying on the brakes, making sure there are no gaps. McCurrish now a little bit quicker coming out on the right, but the next one's a left-hander. There goes Rabbit again. That's Martin Tracy, we just spoke about him. Westward Engineering also sponsored a round of this class earlier on in the year, and he's the championship leader. Hasn't been beaten yet, but he's going to be beaten today because only allowed to run intermediates on that car, road tyres I should say on that car, and not wets like the front wheel drive cars. Barry Rabbit sideways again, and there's Murta, and look at all the gravel out onto the track, and I'm sure that's going to cause trouble for someone later on. Just came into the S a little bit too quick, lifted off, the back came around, but doing a good job there, not driving straight back onto the track, just making sure there's nobody coming before he rejoins. There's David Walsh from Clane there, just going through in the Nissan. Here's the battle for second, and Pierce McCurrish even trying the grass now to get by Barry Rabbit. And Johnny Whelan looks like he's battling with Martin Tracy there as he tries to put a lap on him. And again, Pierce tries to get up the inside. Barry Rabbit closes the door, has it all under control as they head up towards Dunlop. Both down to second gear now. No chance to get back down the inside. He'll have to take a run around the outside, but we know how quick that tuning factory Honda is in a straight line, and being left out there on the curbs that time. Nothing he can do on the straights, and it's still quite quick, this Mazda. They can stay in touch, but certainly the Honda that little bit quicker, but just doesn't like going around corners. That car, as we said, just finished last week, so a lot more setup work to go onto it. We'll enjoy seeing that later on in the year. But Pierce McCurrish should be loving this, coming from so far back in the grid to challenge the front runners, and a lot of grip around the outside, but runs out onto the grass there, and all round it goes. Just when he swings it left, the back let go, and that's ended his challenge effectively for that 3rd place. Recovers fairly quickly, gets it back going, big into auto testing, that will have helped, and there he goes. That's Dave Kenny, so he hasn't lost a place. Kenny a lap down there in the Subaru Impreza. So here comes that's Martin Tracy, actually series leader in the black Sierra RS 500. Very quick car, but it's not suiting these wet conditions at all, and Martin just electing to try and get a few points, just keep circulating. There's Tom Fahey now, and he's ahead of Pierce McCurrish in this one as they head back up towards the S's. So all a little bit mixed up now, a few spins, and the gravel beginning to affect people. There's Phil Brennan being shown the blue flag there because Tomas O'Rourke going by him. And here's Blocker Clark doing what he does best now and holding back the silver 106 there. Chris O'Connor, another man came up from Time Attacks. Gareth Hayden right in there too. Great to see the novices battling away, really cutting their teeth. And there go those 2 guys. And they're still trying to get by that 16-valve Golf, but Clark putting up a stout defence as only he can. Oh dear, little bit of grass there for O'Connor, not really working for him. That's not a nice place to go off, as we said earlier there. The cameraman just smiling, almost captured a big one there. Here comes O'Rourke with the headlights on, a lot of traffic for him to negotiate. That's James Collin in the 306 there that he was just putting a lap on. Here comes Basher Beattie down into the S's in the eBay Astra or eBay Nova. There's Tomas O'Rourke now, and he's just put a lap on James Collin and Phil Brennan there in the Rover 25 GTI. Then it's Gareth Hayden, and he's got ahead of Blocker Clark, and Chris O'Connor still right with him. That's a great battle between those 3 there, and Clark doing a great job holding everybody back, but